Hey guys, what's up?
Hey. So today, I always do that. I always say, so. I gotta stop doing that. I know.
You always go so or the or like, oh, I don't know. You just do this thing. I'm sure they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys know what's up. Anyway, today we are going to Robben Island. We've been wanting to go here ever since we've been in South Africa. We want to pay homage to the sacrifice that Nelson Mandela and all the people that were in Robben Island gave to their country for their cause and fighting for what's just and what's right, what's morally right. And we've been wanting to go here ever since we came here, but the weather's been really bad. And today it's just a beautiful sunny day. The sky's blue, so we're going to get to go to Robben Island.
It's a sunny day, but don't be fooled, guys. It's not like warm either, so don't be like, shit, fool for wearing all that fur. It's not real fur, by the way, guys.
It's faux fur.
Anywho,
so yeah, today we're going to Robben Island. The other day we watched, what was the name of the movie? Sarafina.
Just pretty much based in like the Apartheid era, and you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure most of you guys have seen Sarafina already, but it was just sad.
I hadn't actually. It was actually my first time, and it was a sad movie to watch, and it was emotionally disturbing.
It like really makes you think.
Yeah.
About how horrible it would have been living in those times in South Africa. I mean, around the world really, but you know, just sort of opened our eyes to just how far like South Africa's come since those times.
The world in general, really, but yeah, especially South Africa.
Yeah.
There was a scene in the movie that was really disturbing, and that was when these schoolchildren, these coloured schoolchildren, were protesting against the apartheid, and the police started shooting schoolchildren dead for protesting. Our driver actually told us when we got in the car today that today is actually the anniversary of when that happened. That happened in 1974. Wow, that's crazy. You gotta have like a full scan like the airport when you go through to the boat. That's cray. We're going on a boat. It's busy, it's like a full cruise. Every day is like sold out here. You gotta book like a couple of days in advance to get on. We made the mistake the other day of coming down and like just trying to buy a ticket on the day. Didn't happen, huh, boo boo?
No, we've rejected like 3 times.
Yeah, we kept like calling up pretending to be different people, being like, has anyone cancelled? They're like, no, go away.
And then he called again and put on like a different accent and was like, excuse me, has anybody cancelled because of shit?
Didn't work. So here we are, we're on land, we're on dry land.
Oh my god, that boat was so rocky. I felt like I was going to get sick.
It was pretty rocky. I felt pretty sick at the start as well. At the start I felt sick, and by the end I just felt like I was going to sleep. So we're at Robben Island now. You can see Cape Town in the background. We've got Table Mountain over there. There's Lion's Head.
So as you can see over there, we see Table Mountain and Lion's Head, and there's Cape Town City.
Before we just saw the Limestone quarry, which is actually where they used to send the prisoners as a punishment to go and work in that quarry. And I was saying that all of the prisoners, from breathing in all of that limestone, they got respiratory diseases and such, and extreme damage to their eyes, to the point where they can't actually, their tear ducts were so damaged that they can't actually cry. Like physically, tears don't form in their eyes because of the damage from the limestone. I was saying that the respiratory problems that Nelson Mandela currently has is from his experiences working in those horrible limestone quarries. So this is it. This is the jail that Nelson Mandela spent almost 30 years in.
There were no sheets or pillows that time, with only 2 blankets. And these 2 mats would walk against the wall, the mats would touch the wall. The mats would start from that corner, right up to that one here. From this other side, they go right up to there, just before the bathroom door there. In the middle here, you could walk and go to where you're sleeping. Mr. Mandela was the first prisoner to be given a bed in this prison. He was sick. He had a touch of tuberculosis, TB. because of the treatment in the quarry, hard labor that does there. The food that time wasn't good in this prison, and bicycling on the floor. This floor very cold in winter. It rains here during winter time. They were also not issuing him a good medication for tuberculosis. So the family of Mr. Mandela put pressure on the government, on the authorities here for Mr. Mandela to be treated well. I was arrested in 1982. It was between the borders of Botswana and South Africa. Our ruling party in the country, the ANC, that is the African National Congress, is a party also that Mr. Mandela belongs to. That party, it had its own army, its own military wing. And that military wing was called Umkhonto Wesizwe. Umkhonto Wesizwe, it means the spear of the nation. He tortured many of us. They had many ways of torturing a person. I was put on the chair, naked on the chair. My hands were fastened, my feet also. You can't move, you sit tight on the chair. And there's some electric wires. They just switch it on. And I told them everything. I went out there and I showed them the weapons. I was charged, taken to the courts. I was represented by a lady called Priscilla Jana as my lawyer. And I was sentenced for 7 years in Robben Island.
Nelson Mandela's book, Long Walk to Freedom, which I'm sure a lot of you have probably already read. It's a book one of those books that I keep meaning to read, and after doing this trip I really want to go home and read it. Nikki's dad has a copy of it, so I'm going to have to go and pinch it from him. But the book Long Walk to Freedom was actually written in this yard, and it was actually hidden just over here. They would hide it in the yard, and yeah, just over here somewhere behind all these trees, all these bushes and plants. And what actually happened was a prisoner was released, and he managed to smuggle the book outside of the jail, and he managed to, obviously they couldn't publish the book in South Africa because their movement was banned here, and they didn't want this information to get out to the outside world, so he managed to smuggle Nelson Mandela's book, A Long Walk to Freedom, all the way to London and have it published, and now it's been published worldwide, and it really brought a lot of light to what was really going on in here and in South Africa in general with the apartheid.
So we just got done with the tour, and the tour guide was actually telling us how back in those days the Indians and the coloured people were treated differently to the dark-skinned people, and what they would do was they would give the Indians and coloured people, you know, different food and different clothing. Like the Indians and coloured people, they got better food than the dark-skinned people, and they also got better clothing. Like it gets really cold here in the winter time, and they were on these like really thin mats, and the dark-skinned people would just have t-shirts and shorts, and they weren't even allowed any shoes. Yet the Indians and the coloured people, they were given they were completely clothed with like trousers, they had shoes, and they even had jumpers. So I mean, just imagine being in that time and like, you know, experiencing that as a dark-skinned person. It would be absolutely horrible.
They were trying to make like the coloureds and the like what they call the Bantus, the Africans, fight amongst each other so that they wouldn't rise up and fight against the whites, pretty much. That was like the chess game that they were trying to play, the psychotic mind game.
Yeah.
And he was saying that it originally worked.
Because it's like, it has worked though.
Yeah.
Like
even in this
here,
day and age, yeah.
Not even just in South Africa, but in America and like, you know, everywhere really.
Even in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just get treated differently if you like dark skin, which is just stupid.
We are currently standing in front of the cell where Nelson Mandela spent 18 years of his 27-year stay. Like, I can't even imagine what it would be like living in here.
Yeah, both angles.
So I'll just show you guys. Oh, thank you. So this is what he had in his cell. He just had like a mat and a few little bits and pieces.
And that bucket over there is the toilet that they used.
I think especially as an interracial couple, it just sort of, we have to thank people like Nelson Mandela who really fought for equality in a world that, you know, made it easier for you and I to be together, and for the world to actually respect like black and white as one people and not as two separate people. And it's been a little bit emotional today, just seeing how people were treated so differently. And we just, you know, for our future children especially, we have to thank people like Nelson Mandela for the sacrifices that they did. So, you know, thanks Nelson Mandela.
Thanks Nelson.